So now it comes to the time that all our 6 girls have been dreading. It's the time for head boy Frazer's Tae the Lassies.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and Kieran Murphy. Sorry, Kieran, but you might as well get used to it because it's going to be a long night for you. It's been a difficult task to write this brown supper toast in praise of the lassies, balancing upon the very thin line between trying to be funny and at the same time not causing too much offence has been a challenge. Ladies, you've got Mr. Simpson and Mr. Beaton to thank for sparing your more extreme blushes and censoring my first, second, third and fourth drafts. Although they were harsh, I like to think I've still managed to sneak in plenty of borderline and dubious content. Keeping with tradition, and as we are celebrating the work of our famous poet Robert Burns, I've written my speech in rhyme. So how would one describe the girls at Hawick High School? Some might say they have a special charm, while others say they have more in common with a car alarm, since they both make a huge amount of irritating noise to attract attention, which most people ignore, I probably should mention. But what we know for sure is that all the girls love a laugh, none more so than Katie Templeman, our head girl, the subject of my first paragraph. Now Katie will tell you that she is perfect, but her ladylike behaviour has slipped as of late, because while Katie loves to party, she is a complete and utter lightweight. At her 17th birthday, poor Katie had one too many and just couldn't deal. After rolling on the floor, her level of intoxication she couldn't conceal. She eventually collapsed on her bed, looking like an old hag, before proudly announcing to all that here tonight, this was where she was going to sleep. But apart from that blip, our head girl is an angel. Oh wait, maybe I've just lied. You see, because she really loves exploring private places outside. Is it less restricting, Katie, or do you just like the way nature makes you feel? Nature is stunning, it's got some real sex appeal. And so we come to Cassie Murdoch. And I said, no, you couldn't hope to meet. That is until you're with her on a night out and she literally begins to get cold feet. She always loves attention and always aims to please. Any man in uniform can make her go wicked. She too loves to go out, I really must say. Always up for an after party, though you should see the state she's in the next day. You might not believe that Cassie is less than sophisticated on a night out. I'm afraid this tale should remove any doubt. One time, Cassie was on the high street, having overdone the ginger ale. It was then she heard nature's call. Not a big problem had she been a male. But for her it was more difficult. Fortunately, in the corner of her eye, a solution to her problem, a grit bin she did spy. Delicately hovering on the edge, with disregard for her reputation, once she had done her business, she felt a wonderfully relieved sensation. Cassie rhymes with classy. Ironic now, don't you think? If you're ever down that way, a word of advice, I wouldn't use the grit in that bin to stop you slipping on the ice. If you find Cassie, Holly Hamilton is never far away. On most nights out for the males, Holly puts on quite a display. Holly loves a bit of fun and isn't too fussy where. Her standards for locations are fairly low as far as I'm aware. Especially if she thinks public toilets are a great place for bonding with new folk. She even finds them romantic. No, that's not a joke. You're a big fan of playing away from home, was a line that I've been told. Holly, for further information for your sake, I will withhold. Now, before I go any further, there was someone I had to include. Diane Parr, a lady to whom we owe a debt of gratitude. She keeps watch over us when we don't have a class, though don't go challenging her, for her wit and intellect are sharp as glass. She's not the most cheery person that you'll ever get to know. Some days you'll struggle to even receive a hello. Diane can strike terror into most school pupils' hearts. She shows no mercy and sends our anxiety levels off the charts, especially with her call of, "Have you signed in?" To do so is, in her view, a mortal sin. To really ruin your day, her cry of, "You're not meant to be here." Of that phrase, well, we all live in constant fear. But despite all that, I know I'm right when I say, seeing you, Diane, is the highlight of many a pupil's life. So one time, Jade Turnbull was out for a drink, and she had a bit too much, which hurt her ability to think. Soon enough, Jade began to feel a bit ill. The content of her stomach she was about to spill. Luckily for her, an umbrella she did find. But even after that, she still did not have a clear mind, refusing to go out unless she was sure she would stay dry. I must say, this was one of the more ridiculous stories I came by, as on her way out, that same umbrella Jade did take, and sadly it proved to be a messy mistake. As when the umbrella was put up, the delightful contents came raining down, and ended up covering poor Jade. I mean, for God's sake, what a clown. And so we move on to Christina Antonacci. My editor did ask, did I say, your recent school attendance has been a bit patchy. But it's been rumoured that Christina has special powers, as I think this next point will indicate. I mean, for goodness sake, she can turn gay men straight. While chilling in a hot tub on romantic Boxing Day, Christina's power of attraction proved just too strong for her male companion to stay away. But who can blame him? Not I, for one. However, to look like she does, a lot of work needs to be done. Before this year's Christmas dance, she booked a hair appointment a few hours in advance. Now, reports do say that the finished look was not to her taste, and with a dissatisfied and angry Christina, the poor stylist was faced. For most of us here, our days of throwing temper tantrums are long gone, although for Christina, it only takes a minor problem to bring one on. After causing a fuss and slamming the door, her hairdresser she left in tears. Wondering if Christina will ever return is one of the unlucky stylist's greatest fears. I've heard Amy Rennick's a bit of a player. So one cold night, she decided she needed an extra layer. So Amy felt she was taking extra care, what with her multiple pieces of underwear. Now there was no chance anyone could sneak through that level of security to give her rear end a tweak. She's totally safe from any young man, or at least one with an incredibly short attention span. And so we come to Sebastiana Ward. It's a constant battle to keep track of who she's lusting after each day, but it's always interesting to find out who she thinks will be her new bae. A word of warning to all the males out there, Kieran Murphy. With your heartstrings, or should there be tonsils, she will play. On another note, I hope, Sebastiana, you have better manners when you eat soup. No slurping noises, please, especially in front of your peer group. Not like a certain kiss in the after party, that would be excessive. I heard the exchange of saliva there was quite impressive. Now, Erica Duncan is a great fan of music and loves to dance. But while at tea in the park, she took the opportunity to enjoy some romance. No, not in front of everyone, no, that would have been just too keen. Exactly what went on in her tent, I won't reveal to keep this speech clean. Now, I have checked the weather reports, but while you were in there, was there an earthquake? It's pretty clear it wasn't your dancing that caused the tent to shake. But finally, we come to Chloe Thompson, Hawick High School's Miss Perfect. Once I've finished this story, that reputation I might just have wrecked. On one night out, going past her primary school, Chloe felt the urge to return. Her reason why, however, should cause you some concern. See, because she visited not alone, but with a special gentleman friend. What they got up to there, I'll leave to the imagination, so as not to deeply offend. Chloe, I'm sure you had a wonderful time with your lover. What of your personal image, if those CCTV images someone does discover? Now, any girl I didn't mention is not perfect, I must make clear. Was I to list all their cringy moments, and I'm looking at you, Sophie Hislop, we'd be here. But while I may have pointed out a few of your mistakes, you all do have some very many positive traits. So, to all the girls, you are a massive part of our 6th year, and you make the school day so much more enjoyable and entertaining. Diane, if you're watching, and that includes you too. To everyone, I look forward to spending the remainder of our time at the school together. So gentlemen, if you would all be upstanding and raise your glasses for a toast.